Hey guys, welcome to the unexpected second part of this video. There's only 2 problems left, but I had some unexpected interruptions. So, number 6. John has 18 coins. He has quarters and nickels. The total value of his coins is $2.90. Okay, so these are problems that you will see again, I promise. But they are also problems that we do sometimes struggle a little bit with setting up, and it's because sometimes if we don't read very carefully, it can trick us. So, well, what do we know here? We know that he has a total of 18 coins and that he has quarters and nickels. So it looks like all he has is quarters and nickels. So those are going to be my 2 variables. Quarters is going to be the number of quarters, or the Q is going to be the number of quarters, right? We're not talking about the color of them or the shape of them or the value of them, right? We know the value of a quarter, hopefully. It is 25 cents. And for N, we're going to have that represent the number of nickels. Okay? Now, what do we know? We know that John has 18 coins. So out of all the coins he has 18 of them. And the only types of coins he has are quarters and nickels. So the number of quarters and the number of nickels should add up to a total of 18 coins. Well, the number of quarters is represented by Q, and the number of nickels is represented by N. So I would add those 2 totals, and I would get 18 coins. Like saying earlier, once I use some information, I can't use it again. Okay, the total value of his coins is $2.90. Okay, well, let's have that. So we know the value of those quarters, all those nickels and quarters, are going to be $2.90. So Q plus N equals $2.90. And then I have this look on my face, and you can't see it obviously because this is a screen. But is it possible for 2 things to add up and be 18, but those same 2 things to add up and be $2.90 or 2.90? No, right? You can't be 18 and also 2.9 years old at the same time. It doesn't work like that. That's not how life is. So that second equation is technically wrong. And here's why it's technically wrong. Because when it said that the value of the coins is $2.90, the key word in here is value, right? What is the value of a quarter? The value of a quarter is 25 cents. So we have to put 0.25. Why not just 25? Well, a quarter is not worth $25. It's worth 25 cents. So make sure you have that decimal there. A nickel is worth 0.05 or 5 cents. If you put 0.5, you're now saying that quarters are worth 50 cents. So be very careful where you're putting that decimal place, okay? So really, this problem is pretty hard to get wrong. The part that we struggle on is sometimes this part. Sometimes we struggle on that easy part at the very beginning because we just kind of forget about it because it's so easy and we're like, whoa. This second part we struggle with, and the common mistake is that you either just put Q plus N equals 2.90, or you forget how much a nickel and a quarter is worth. So make sure you understand how much coins are worth. So quarters are worth 25 cents, nickels are worth 5 cents. Okay, 7. Robert has nickels and dimes worth $1.85. He has 11 more dimes than nickels. Okay, so my 2 variables here are dimes and nickels. So D is going to be the number of dimes. And nickels, so N was going to be the number of nickels. Okay, so let's use some information. He has nickels and dimes worth $1.85. So I have nickels and dimes worth $1.85. But it says worth, right? We're talking about the worth of dimes and nickels. How much is a nickel worth? A nickel is worth 5 cents, so 0.05. And a dime is worth 10 cents. Now you can either write 0.10 or you can write 0.1. I like to write 0.10 just so that I remember, hey, 10 cents. Okay, the second equation, right? Once I've used some information, we cannot use it again, so let me get rid of that. The second equation is going to be he has 11 more dimes than nickels. Now, I have 11 more dimes than nickels. I'm talking about the relationship between dimes and nickels. So that means that I'm going to have the variables on opposite sides. So D is going to be on one side and N is going to be on the other side. And I need to balance this out, right? I want to balance it. Okay, he has 11 more dimes than nickels. So which one of these does he have more of? Does he have more nickels or does he have more dimes? He has more dimes, right? Dimes, we have more of that. So because there are more dimes, I'm not going to mess with that variable. I'm not going to mess with the variable D. I'm going to manipulate the variable N so that I can make it even with D. So because there are more dimes, I need to add the same amount to nickels and make that the same amount. So now they're balanced. So I would have D equals N plus 11. Now, sometimes people's brains work a little bit different, right? So this is also acceptable. D minus 11 equals N. And I'll tell you why this is also acceptable. Some people think, well, I know that he has 11 more dimes than nickels. So if I take my dimes and I take away 11 of them, now I have the same amount. So if I do D minus 11 equals N, that's still acceptable, still correct, and I don't really mind. I tend to lean more this way in my brain, like my brain thinks that way, but if you think this way, that is okay, and it is correct, and it will still give you the same answer as long as you solve it the correct way. And hopefully you've noticed that we've just been setting up systems and you don't really have to solve yet, and we'll start solving later on after this set of notes. But that is setting up systems. If you have any questions, please feel free to come in for tutoring.